pursuing a relationship with him when every time I tried, he was douchey to me. So I was like, forget this. I don't need your BS anyway. So, but like the last year of his life, when he's going through chemo or whatever, he stopped being douchey, at least. No, and he passed away. But and now I just have some other little resentments because I don't know, and I guess it's maybe not his fault, but the way he split things up for when he passed away to be split between me, my sister, and then I have my stepmom has 2 sons, but now her son has everything. Me, my sister. Well, my sister did get a truck, but there was several vehicles and whatever else. But but he always told me when I was younger too, "You're not going to get anything when I die. It's all going to her," and then whatever. So I guess I was not set up for failure on this one, and I wasn't set up for any failures because I knew I'd never, and I didn't really care because them resentments I had were just like, forget this guy.
But that still sucks, though.
Yeah,
but it's good that you acknowledge the feeling of, that sucks, or that hurt. But there's nothing you can do about it right now.
No, that's no repairing it, no making up the past. It's too late now.
Is what it is, but you can only learn from his. I want to call them mistakes, but I don't know because that's how he was. That's who he was. That's how he was raised. That's how he raised you. But you can learn from some of those.
Yeah, I don't think he was quite raised like that.
Titan.
His dad helped him out and did things for him, and so he wasn't really raised that way. He was the baby of the family. No. So he didn't. So don't say that. That's like, no.
Well, when Titus, what is his name going to be? When he's born, you can.
Maximus Titus?
Yeah, there you go.
Titan?
Maximus Titan. When Maximus is born, you can at least maybe kind of.
Hammer on him?
No.
I'm going to make him strong.
Where you can see yourself, because I'm sure you'll see yourself coming out, or your dad coming out in you, and you can maybe, wait, that's
Pump
not how
the
to handle
brakes.
that. Let me think about what Chance would say. let me text Chance real quick.
Let me text Chance.
So, yeah, so that's
that.
That's that. Well,
let's talk about your daddy.
My dad.
He just went deuces, huh?
Yeah, this is how I remember it, and that's to me all that matters because it's how I remember it. My mom I have an older brother, and he lives in California now. Don't really talk to him as much as I'd like to, and that's my fault. I used to blame him, my older brother. Well, he doesn't call me, and two-way street there. So, but I do love him, and I wish the best for him. I know he has his own life going on, as I have mine. So, but my older brother is named after my father, so he's a junior. Sucker.
My dad was a junior, but his name was Gilbert, and he hated it. But he gave me his middle name. Robert. That's not that bad.
Ron Robert Mackman. I like it.
Yeah.
Ron Rob, get in here. Ron Rob. That's why you really didn't like your dad. Ron Rob. Anyway, so
moving on.
So my mom and father got divorced when I was really young, and I had looked up to my dad, and when I was really young, I remember playing with him, and we would watch TV. We would do cool stuff, and I really looked up to him. And I remember one time they were split up, and he would say not so nice things about my mom. Mm-hmm. But my mom was freaking out. She's like, "Oh my God, it's your dad!" We were in a parking lot of a laundromat or a gas station or something, and my dad came up to the car and just punched the window out, and the glass went all over me, and I don't know. I was just kind of like, what the hell just happened? My mom said that that's one of the saddest days that she's ever had, because she said that the disappointment in my face and just the whole...
Little Corey was crushed.
Little Corey was. And
Daddy, no!
He just took off, and he...
Shut up, boy, or you're next.
As he was cruising around with his girlfriend, he's accusing my mom of having a boyfriend, and it's like, bro, you were sleeping with her already. I don't know, man. Things that I've heard, I don't know what's true, what's not true, but he was hooking up with this other chick, and then he hooked up with my stepmom. Whatever, man. I used to resent the fact that they got divorced, but it all happened for a great reason. My stepdad's a great guy. I have a little brother and a sister. They're half, but I consider them whatever, full blood, really. I mean, I was there when they were born, it's pretty cool. And I love those guys to death.
They didn't steal your birthday.
No. They had respect.
You just ain't cool enough to want to steal your birthday.
Yeah, it'd be such a waste. And I'd have to, do girl stuff on my birthday, princess parties. No thanks, man. You got time for that.
Barbie party time.
See, but you, though, I bet, man, and I was going to ask you this, but then I didn't want Renee to get mad, but you ever hook up with any of her friends?
Renee's friends?
Mm-hmm.
Not.
No, those... You just kind of... You have this, look ooh, I don't hook up with trash.
No. No.
That's why.
No, no, I mean...
Not that you remember.
No, say maybe in, middle school, I might have dated one of her friends. Maybe even younger than that.
It seems like that would have been cool to have, your sister's friends around.
I've been...
Hey, I'm bringing over Sarah. Ooh. Hey, Jenny's coming over.
Yeah, I never dated any of her friends, though.
None of your sister's friends?
Maybe Brooke, I don't know. Maybe a friend of Brooke's before.
And by dated, you mean
I didn't.
Sexual relationship.
Yeah, there might have been some.
Woo! She didn't want to know who. Does she know who?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not friends anymore. Don't do that to my brother.
That was no secret.
Anyway. So, my father gets married. The whole stepmom thing, she never was very nice to my brother and I. Meanwhile, she had a couple older kids. They're my stepbrothers, who I like, Claude and Jason. And I looked up to Claude a lot. He's one of the... And it's not his fault either, but he's the one that gave me the screwdriver. I'm not talking about the tool. The vodka and orange juice. And then I was like,
stabbed it in your leg.
And boy, right into my liver.
You run away. I'm taking your mom now.
None of that happened. But I looked up to Claude a lot. But anyway, we would go there in the summer. I remember we hated it. Because my stepmom was like, well, it's 8 a.m. You guys got to be outside. So we just have to go outside all day. Really nothing to do, bro. So we plotted on stealing the car and
I kind of just, mostly tuck off out of the house because I had 3 sisters. I didn't really feel like hanging out with too much, but
it'd be one thing if we could have went down the street, or we couldn't go anywhere. We just had to go out of the house because she didn't want us in the house. That's not a soap opera time or whatever it was. But it was brutal, man. And I told my dad this.
Brutal.
I told him that we hated it. This is when I was older. I told him that, and I told him when he came to see me in Arkansas that there were a lot of times where I could have used him. Could have used some advice. Could have used, hey, how you change some oil. Like which quick lube to go to. Which one's the best, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Which quick lube do I drive to, Dad? Oh, what do you mean you do it yourself? No. Yeah, I don't know how. Never changed no oil.
I'll. You know what, Corey? I'm going to teach you all the things your daddy should have taught you.
No, I don't want to. It's too late.
No. Yeah. Whatever. We're going to have so many good times together.
Yeah. My dad was, he's a little different himself. But when I was 9, I remember this because I remember we were living in Riverside. And I think I was in 4th grade at that point. So I was 9. Uh-huh. And we were waiting for him to come pick us up. He come. I'm like, what? I don't know. He moved to Arizona, and I remember he called us and he was like, "Oh, well, we're in Arizona." And we're like, "Well, where have you been? Like, why? You just were gone." And my mom remembers that a little different. She said, "Oh no, you knew he was leaving. You knew he was going." I don't remember it that way. I remember. Poof, in the middle of the night, just gone. I could have swore we went over to his house and there was like nothing in his house. And then months later, he calls and says, "Yeah, I've been living in Arizona." And he owed my mom a lot of child support at the time.
Uh-oh.
So a lot of thinking was, well, he was tired of paying that child support and knew he was going to get in trouble, but they took it out of his paycheck down there and give it to my mama. So she ended up catching up on that, but it was just like 9 years old. So grew up. I mean, I would fly out there once in a while, not very often to see him, and it seemed like okay. But he was a different guy around me than he was around like my stepmom. Like I must put on a front, or maybe he was putting on a front for me. Who knows? But he came to my graduation when I was 18. It was kind of like one of those things where it was like, "Oh, hey, Dad, you're here. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, nothing's wrong. Nothing ever happened. Nothing, yep, didn't miss you one bit. You're still my dad." And there was a time we were waiting to talk for a long time, and it was mostly over the phone. And you can tell anybody anything over the phone. "Oh, yeah, Dad, this is..." Didn't really make too much difference. But then when I turned 30... I moved to Arkansas and took the job in Fort Smith. And I was pissed that he didn't call me. And my brother had called and was like, "Oh, yeah, I talked to Dad." I'm like, "Yeah, well, F him." I was like, "You tell him to F off." I don't remember exactly what I told my brother to. And I was drunk, too.
If it makes you feel any better, my dad never came and seen me while I lived out in Nevada. That was 10 years. And, I had a couple of different jobs.
Your dad had cancer.
That wasn't that was the last year, and I wasn't even in Nevada anymore.
He had it. He just didn't know.
Yeah. Well,
he knew something was wrong.
No. He would go get checked out at the hospital quite regularly for all kinds of stuff.
Well, my dad came out to Arkansas.
See, at least your dad came and seen you. Put it this way, I don't think he ever even called me while I lived out there. I don't even think he ever really called me. I don't know. Anytime he'd want to get a hold of me, he'd tell my sister to tell me something. That's how he communicated with me. I would call him and tell him when I was going to be in town and, make a day to get together or something. But, yeah. Unless I called, I guess he probably never even had my phone number from the time ever.
Well, that's the thing.
He had my mom's number when I was going to college and living there. And probably once I moved out of there, he probably never had one of my cell phone numbers. So that